I got your bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. They are to be ashamed. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Look at here. There you go. They're out here sharing marijuana. Look at here. There you go. The same old nasty ass people from last week. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. 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 Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Corner doing dope. 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 Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Look at here. There you go. They're out here sharing marijuana. Look at here. There you go. The same old nasty ass people from last week. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. Goddamn right, bitch. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Sitting down the goddamn corner doing dope. Corner doing dope. 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 Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Goddamn right, bitch. Corner doing dope. 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 Corner doing dope.
Make it clap. Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Thursday. Right? Is it Thursday? December 18th, 2025. This is episode number 1020 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey! Hello. Hi. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hope you had a good night and a good day, and things are going smooth in your life. As for me, couldn't be better. Going to be joined by my buddy Joel Blank here in a hot second. Going to join at the bottom of the hour, 3:30. Usually, I believe it has certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Commitments at 4:30. So he probably will have to cut out at 4:30, but if not, cool. We are going to get into a lot of shit. You and I and you and me and Joel. And that starts with, hey, Alec, I appreciate that, brother. Alex said, my day is better when I watch Barry on Deck. That's the ringing endorsement that I need, bud. Thank you so much. I'm going to screenshot that. I don't give a shit what y'all say. That's going in the archives. Yeah. Do better, the rest of you. Just out here supporting and being cool. But you don't say that. How do I know if you don't tell? I'm just kidding. But I appreciate that, brother. Alec also wanted to know, how was the Domino's? Fucked up. That's the last time you guys get to pick dinner. What a shit show that was. God damn. It was awful. I mean, Nora's was fine. I ordered 2 pizzas, one for her, one for me. She just likes a pepperoni and cheese. That's it. I prefer, like Italian sausage with onions and cheese. So that's what I ordered, you know? And then I got, some, garlic knots and, brownie. Yeah. It was good. Everything was great, except for the fact that they sent me the wrong pizza. First of all, the box they sent it in was crushed. Second of all, they didn't cut the motherfucker. It wasn't cut. Who doesn't cut a pizza when they send a pizza? I had to cut my own pizza. I might as well work at Domino's. I had flashbacks of high school when I worked at Pizza Hut. Yes, I know, it's another job you didn't know I had. I worked at Pizza Hut. Alec with the stream. Reached a 3-stream streak. That's what Twitch is saying. Let's go. Appreciate you, Alec. I voted for Papa John's. Well, there you go. It was a very close vote. It was 54% to 40%. No, 45%. Yeah. So it sucked though. Sucked. But, hey Barry, you checking out Dave Ward's memorial service tomorrow? Also, happy holidays to you and Oliver. Thank you, brother. Happy holidays to you as well. I probably won't. I try not to watch stuff like that. It makes me sad. And also, I know Dave was monumental in this city and meant so much, but I don't have a connection with him. You know what I mean? And so since I don't, I just spend the day, getting shit done. But I understand why people would watch it. Dave meant a lot to a lot of people. And there is something to be said for, and Joel and I know this, and Joel can talk about it as well as I can when he gets here, but you realize when you do something like what Dave Ward did, or myself, or Joel, when you're in the public eye and people watch you every day or listen to you every day, then what happens is, it's the same link. It's the same link. He's got the link in his email. It's the same link he used last week. But you learn in this business of entertainment, I don't know, whatever, radio, TV, and all that. What you learn is that when people listen to you every day or, watch you every day, and this goes for me too, as a consumer, you start to realize that you feel like you know that person. It's, you invite them in your home or into your ear every week. And so you start to feel like you know that person. So long story short, I get why people are going to watch. They feel a connection with Dave. I just don't. I've never been a news guy. I don't watch a lot of the news. Nora's a junkie. She loves the news. So that might be something she would watch, but not me. I just don't have that connection. Almost forgot. I'm not aware it would be Fred's birthday. Oh, it is. Yeah. Mark said, speaking of dead, Jesus, happy birthday, Fred. Good Lord, man. Jeez. Total Dallas said Dave introduced me to Houston. Yeah. He was, like I said, man, a lot of people, a lot of folks connected to Dave Ward. So I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Let me just say what's up to everybody. Oh, I see a beautiful face in the green room. Let me say what's up to everybody real fast. What's up to Total Dallas on the YouTubes? Yep. Total Dallas was there first. Who else? Jesus is here. What's up, Jesus? Jet is in. What's up, Jet? Mark G. He said, don't know why, but my favorite part of that song is when she says, or is when they say, got the hell right, bitch. Yeah. Who else? Alex Villanueva is here. AJB checking in on the YouTubes. Who else? Alec. We got Alec in early. Mark G, I said. Who else? Christian Gary's here. What's up? Chewy's in the building. Hello. Total Dallas, I got. Nightbot, that raggedy bitch. Jeff Bell, what's up, pimpin'? Good to see you, man. Good to see you indeed. Damn, I forgot to create your headline for you. I'm slipping. What's up, Heartthrob? Good to see you, brother. Who else? I think I got everybody. Yep. Hey, my sweet Donna. Hello, girl. Good to see you. All right. Let's roll. By the way, I do have your pick'em contests for the Barry on Deck Pick'em Challenge for week 16. So that is in the books, or it's ready to go, I should say. So I'll be posting that here shortly. Yep, and it works. So let me do this. Let me just go ahead and post it in the chat so you guys have it. I don't want to hear no bitching and complaining. So here you go, Twitch. There is the, let's see, Pick'em link for week 16. Got it. All right, that's in the chat. And it's in the YouTube chat. All right, your matchup of the week, by the way, comes from League 3. And it is Amos's New Orleans Steppers versus Cisco's Give 'em the old White Tour. So pretty close matchup there. Projected scores by ESPN 123.6 for Cisco, 120.1 for Amos. That's why they're your matchup of the week. We always pick the closest. Donna said, us bitching and complaining. All right, let's do this now. This man, kiss my ass, Joel. I'm going to put you on screen right now. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the program right now, a man who needs no introduction, but I'm contractually obligated to give him one. He had fell asleep in his office. You know him, you love him. He's my dear friend. Give it up for Joe Blank, everybody. Joe Blank. I put you.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, I put you on screen when you were asleep.
Friend.
So. Hello, friends. Let me turn up your sound a little bit, brother.
Yeah, there was sound this time, wasn't there?
What's
I
that?
don't know how these happen. Yeah, exactly, huh? Because you know what? The IT guy, he's a genius. And every time he shits on me for not having IT skills, guess who screws up?
Who?
You.
Me? What'd I screw up?
God, why do on the Twitch, I look pale. I had to get on Twitch this time because I heard the cowards.
I know why.
Showed up.
Yeah, you look pale because I had to fix your. Last time you were here, I'll fix it. I got it. I did it on my end. Last time you were here, it was getting dark outside, and there you go. How's that? Much better. It was getting dark outside, so I raised the gamma on your feed just so we could see your pretty face a little better. That's all.
Gotcha. Yeah, I look
the
fine
stark
on the
white
preview,
hoodie isn't helping.
Well, Mark, it'll probably be green and gold if we get the win that I hope that we get on Saturday night. So screw the Bears and go Pack Go.
There it is. There's that Packer Bears hate. You gotta love it. Here, I'm gonna move you over just a little bit. Oh, there it is. Who all signed it?
Let's see. It says, to Joel, a great Packer fan. Best wishes, Bart Starr.
Hey, the old
With
Bart Starr helmet.
The gray face mask.
Wow. Oh, you got another one?
Oh, Barry, we don't have enough time. This is all-time leading rusher, Amon Green.
Hey. Look, Jeff Bell jumping in there. Also, lost to Denver.
Okay.
What the
Up there,
that's
Favre and Rodgers. So
wow.
We're
pretty
good.
dope.
Don't worry about all that.
All right. I got to fix your camera again because you keep adjusting it. I keep trying to center you up. Just don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I got this.
Okay.
I got this. There you go. Now we're cooking with grease. Yeah, look at that. Everybody's matching and looking good. There we go. All right. Hey, what up, Cisco? Go ahead, sir.
Oh, no, I just said, all right, I'm ready to go.
Oh, man, we got a lot. Oh, by the way, Total Dallas, thank you for the $5 super chat. Total Dallas said, hammer. The old hammer.
God, he doesn't even do that anymore because not only can he barely see, but he can barely talk.
I know. Did he have a stroke or something?
Don't get me on mean stuff, but he always kind of side talked anyway. But I mean, he might not be able to lift the hammer anymore. I don't know. It's possible.
I saw a video that was very disturbing from Gary Busey, and apparently he had like a terrible motorcycle wreck or something like that, and he died for a minute, went to the other side, came back. They were like, you're not done yet. And I was like, what else does this world need from Gary Busey? Not that I want him to die, but like, why are the angels in heaven are like, Gary, you've got to go back and save the planet.
He hit his head on a curb.
Damn.
On a motorcycle accident, and it was really bad. I remember the news report, but I don't remember hearing or seeing of an interview where he actually talked about heading on over to the other side.
Well, here's this is rather strange, and I guess I'll where is it? I want to play you the video that he, God, this is so creepy. First
With
of all,
you playing it, will I see it?
yes, you're going to be able to see it, but you really don't need to see it, and you probably don't want to see it, but you're going to see it, because if I had to look at this, so do you, buddy. Hell, so does everybody. Okay. Let me get it pulled up here.
Is this going to be nasty or dirty or what?
It's just weird, bro. It's just creepy.
Well,
Uh,
he's a weird.
well, yeah, I mean, I get that. Let me see. Okay, cool. Done. And
You think when he hit the curb said, "I hammered him for $18.43."
I, I doubt it.
Remember how I
There you
used
go,
to look
Tony
at you
Ballas.
like he looked in the camera? He used to look the way he used to look and when we were not on Twitch yet or anything, and you'd be doing something, and I'd be over on the side giving you the Jim Adler look, and you were like,
God.
you were not happy.
No, and thank God that the camera didn't exist back then, because, whoo boy, we would have been in trouble for a lot of shit. You know what I mean? A whole lot of shit. Okay. This is Mr. Busey. I'm trying to clean this up here a little bit. Give me a second. You know, we don't have a producer on this show, Joel, so your boy is doing everything. All right, here we go. This is the Gary Busey video. Yeah. This is what it looks like. You ready? Oh, we can't hear it. Well, what the fuck? Oh, I've got it on mute. That's why.
God dang, what year did Gary lose his house and all of his career earnings? Man.
Hey, it's Gary Busey, and I have got a great Christmas present for you. Listen to this. Honk! Honk! That's what a goose sounds like when they're flying. They're letting you know they're up there. Honk! Honk! You get a bunch of geese together. Honk, honk, honk. They're honking in the air.
Barry, you know, if you put a pair of glasses on him,
What was that?
he might look like you.
Oh, kiss my ass. He don't look nothing like bro. What?
Hey
the
man, I'm gonna
fuck,
just say
man?
this: if Gary had to make enough career earnings to get some teeth that fit, because he's talking like Fire Marshal Bill. He's like, you ever see something where it just feels like it's different?
Bro, what?
Who does that?
It was on his IG. I don't know how it ended up on my fucking timeline. I'm like, what kind of algorithm?
I thought
shit?
you were gonna play the whole story about him hitting his head on the curb, but I'm glad you didn't, because after seeing that, I don't trust anything that dude says.
No. That was so weird, bro. I was just like, what is happening with this, man? And then I had to look. I was like, what's wrong with? Something's wrong with him, obviously. Then I looked up. I was like, oh, motorcycle wreck. He hit his head. He died. He came back. Yeah. This is what the angels sent him back for, to spread goose noises at Christmas.
Well, he's like mayonnaise. He's spreading. He did
a thing with the Howie Mandel podcast, and he was talking, and they were like, "So you died?" He goes, "Yeah." He was like, "Do you remember the other side?" He was like, "Yeah." He goes, I went up to these angels, and all it was my essence, which is your soul." And he goes, "Your essence is that big." They were like, what? And you know how he has his, I guess his daughter or whatever that does his podcast. She goes, flaccid? He goes, what?
Wow.
And she was like, flaccid? Or he goes, that's your soul. That's how big your soul is. And it's that thick. She goes, oh. I was like, I mean, I know my dick, I think with my dick, but my soul too? But he goes, it's in your spine. That's what he said. Your soul is in your spinal column, right down the middle. Which I was like, that's deep.
That makes total sense. That puts it all together.
But he said he went and talked to the angels, and it was 3 orbs. And the orb on the left said, you're not done. You're not done. They gave him the choice. You can go with us or you can go back and finish your destiny. And I was like, oh,
He and Dick Van Dyke, right? I saw an interview after the Rob Reiner thing with Dick Van Dyke, because I guess Dick Van Dyke was best friends with Carl Reiner, Rob's dad, and then Rob kind of obviously interned with him or did some things along the way. Dick Van Dyke and Gary Busey got the same dentist because their teeth don't fit, and they also don't shave anymore. But
No.
hey, more power to them.
Yeah, those fake teeth are great until you hit a certain age, and then it's like those don't match. Those your face is 100 and your teeth are 20. Like that's not good. You know what I mean? Like your teeth kind of need to match, I guess. But what you gonna do?
And I think the other thing too is like, and just to wrap that up, but the other thing that's true about all that too is like, it's one thing if your teeth don't match because people can tell. And nowadays on television, more and more people are going to Ozempic and all these different things. And it's like they think that the viewer doesn't notice that, oh, by the way, you dropped 37 pounds in a week and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you were just, I'm sure your Peloton workouts just got a little bit more intense. And so did that pack of weenies that's rolling up on the back of your neck because you lost too much weight too quickly. So stop it.
Hey, if I could get my hands on something, my fat ass would take it, bro. Let me tell you right now, I would take it.
Let me see what I can do for you.
Donna said Dick just turned 100.
He did.
Who's
Flaccid.
Dick? Whose dick just turned 100?
Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, Dick Van Dyke. Okay. Dick Van Dyke. Donna said stop talking about Clarence with the hot dogs
if
on
he
the
lives,
neck.
if he lives true to his last name, he doesn't need it in the first place.
The Dyke? Is that what that means?
Yes, he doesn't need it.
Dick the Dyke? There's a contradiction in life. Interesting.
Just saying. Yeah.
This is silly. You're hilarious. All right, let's get into some sports.
You're funny.
I see what you did. Man, we got college football coming up. We've got the college football playoffs this weekend, but we also have NFL Week 16. And of course, you've got, basketball getting into high gear. Look, and I said this yesterday because it kind of dawned on me, and I would love your thoughts on it. But the Knicks said that they will not be hanging the banner in Madison Square Garden. Good for them, my opinion. Good.
Yep, agreed.
But, they asked a lot of the players about it, and they said that they were kind of meh about the whole thing. And I said, I think that basketball, that midseason tournament, that's just to try to get people involved before Christmas Day. Because everybody always makes the joke about basketball doesn't start till Christmas. So I think they were trying to come up with something that would engage fans, but also it's a cash grab. It's money. It's something you could sponsor and make some extra dough on and get fans involved. What say you? I think it's just...
So you're absolutely right in the fact that it's a straight and utter marketing move to try and get people to pay attention to the league before Christmas. Because you and I used to have this conversation that the NBA in a lot of people's minds don't start till Christmas Day. But on top of that, if you really had smart, genius marketing people, you'd realize if that was your sole objective, put it on free television. Because I was remotely interested in catching the game just because I liked the matchup, and it's two teams that are kind of exciting and fun to watch. And Wemby was there. And then all of a sudden I find out that it's on Prime. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to waste my time. I literally don't want to take the time to go find it. If it was on an over-the-air station, great. So if you're a genius in the NBA and you think that that's something that you needed to do and you stole it from soccer anyway, then you might want to put it on free television so everybody could at least see it to feel that vibe that you're looking for. Otherwise, don't do it, because I wouldn't hang the banner either. I used to work with a guy that just thought that, and again, probably more for clicks than reality, was like, oh, this is a great thing and I'll hang a banner and I'll do this stuff. And I'm like, you're absolutely out of your mind. It's the stupidest thing ever. If you're a storied franchise, or literally almost any franchise other than maybe the Charlotte Hornets and teams that haven't done anything or won anything, why would you hang that banner? Man, put it in your practice facility. I thought if I'm the Knicks, I'll hang it on the end of my practice facility, because that's what it is. It's practicing for the playoffs. That's it.
That's a good one. I said that what it's good for is exactly what it did for the Rockets last season. It's good for young players who don't have any playoff experience to get in kind of some sort of competitive, more so competitive than just a regular season game. And the games, some of the games, I think it was the semifinals when the Rockets got bounced. I don't remember who they were playing, but it was very
Oh, no, it was a
competitive.
championship game.
Oh, it was a championship game.
They
Yeah.
lost
But it was very competitive, and they really wanted it because it was something for them to accomplish that they hadn't done as a crew. And, and they said, look, this is like a playoff atmosphere, so it feels, it's good for us. And I tend to agree with them. But teams like OKC or some of these teams that are far more established, Golden State, like they don't need that shit. It's ridiculous. So I think there's a little bit of benefit
I agree
for
with
young teams like the Spurs.
Well, and I say the Spurs this year, in a lot of ways, because of all the young players they added, were just like the Rockets last year. And I said it on your show when we were talking about this. You're exactly right. It was the perfect time and the perfect place for this Rockets team to take that next step, to figure out that, hey, this is as close as we've come to the playoffs in multiple years and way too long. And we need a little seasoning, and we need a little kind of experience to figure out what it means to play in a game that means more than a average regular season game against a good opponent. And they ended up losing, but I think they learned a lot along the way, and they grew a lot because of it. And I think that's what the Spurs did, because you and I talked about this, and our friend Missy is a huge fan of the Spurs, and I talked to her about this, and I said, I think I don't think it's this year for them, but I think because of that combination of youth and veterans, and the fact that you've got Wemby now for a long period of time, they're just starting a run that's going to be really, really fun to watch because they're going to be good for a long time.
Indeed. And that's why I say, I think that's a good side benefit of this for young teams that have potential. But other than that, it's just money for the league. That's a huge part of it.
Again, and you keep pushing as a league, our numbers are up. Oh, well, they're not going to stay up for long if you take your biggest games and you force people to do what frustrates more NFL viewership than anything else. When one of the games on Black Friday or Christmas, and the Texans are going to experience this, I believe, coming up, where you're a Prime exclusive or you're a Peacock exclusive, it's going to piss off the people that either can't afford to pay it, don't pay it, or don't want to be annoyed to go through the process to get it, and you think you're winning. But again, you and I talked last week, this is where the league and all these leagues are headed, but don't tell me you're doing it for the fans, because you're making it more difficult and in some cases more costly for the fans, but you're doing it because it's hand over fist putting a ton more money in the pockets of your league and all your ownership.
1,000%. I'm glad we agree on that, because it's weird to find people that are like, oh, I think it's great. I love it. This is a great tournament. It's like, well, okay. I doubt that, but if some people like it, so be it. Let's talk a little NFL. Actually, I'm sorry. Let's talk a little college foosball. I wanted to get into some of these games. I have a bone to pick, and this is just my pettiness, I guess. But the scheduling is kind of shit. And I say that because they've got a game tomorrow, OU, and I have a slide for this.
Alabama.
Actually. Yeah, OU, Alabama, but I wanted to download the slide so we could all look at it together. It's OU, Alabama, but they play a one-off game, right? And then, God damn it, I hate this so much. And then the other three games are on Saturday. What pisses me off is that they would actually put what I think might be the best game on Saturday at 11 a.m. Aggies and Hurricanes. So the A&M Miami game is the first game to be played. And then I think the Oregon James Madison game is the one that's the primetime game. That makes no sense to me. So here's the schedule, right? So December 19th, 7 o'clock, ESPN and ABC, OU, Alabama. That's 8 versus 9. I think that's the most competitive game. I mean, the spread is 1. So it's that tells you right there, and that's the closest spread of any of them. Second most competitive game is Miami and A&M. And then the other two are just going to be blowouts, so we know that. But for some reason, they think it's a good idea to put the Oregon James Madison game on at 6:30. Now, I will say it's on TNT and HBO Max, and I think that maybe has something to do with it. I don't know. But so is the Ole Miss Tulane game. It's also TNT, HBO Max, but it comes on at 2:30 in the afternoon. So it's just, though, I mean, I don't know. It just feels like they're putting their best games. They're not putting them in prime time.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you because I don't want anybody for the rest of my life to ask me, can I finish? But in the meantime, now that you're done, what I'd like to say is as your local broadcast guy, your standard broadcast expert, I'm going to tell you exactly why they did what they did. Because you're right, those are two of the best matchups. But because of the fact that you have no college football on a Friday night game like you normally had, they wanted to still capitalize on a market that they've kind of already capsized and capitalized on by cornering the market on Friday nights. So they get that game. Now, why do they lead off with that early game with another one of the two best matchups? Well, it's simple, because the NFL has two games on Saturday now. They've got an afternoon game and they've got a night game. So they put their two worst games up against the NFL games, knowing that the NFL is king, and with that comes all the ratings and the viewership and everything that goes with it. And in the process, they still try and get extra eyeballs because people are dying for the early game and they want some sports to watch. And so they get their Friday night game and they get their Saturday morning game, and then they transition to the game that everybody cares about, which is Packers-Bears on Saturday night, and another NFL game on Saturday afternoon that I don't even care about.
I got you. I mean, that makes sense. All right. Like I said, look, a little bit of it was the butthurt Aggie in me. Like, Aggie's always getting disrespected. This is going to be a good football game. But it does. I mean, at least it's not buried on TNT and HBO Max.
When you have that butthurt Aggie in you, do you yell "gig 'em" or just woo? Or whoop? I'm sorry, whoop.
Kiss my ass. Look, Dre, hold on. Can I finish? But he said, hold on, honey. Can I finish? There you go. Chewy said Alabama does not strike fear as of the Tide teams of the past. Oklahoma will beat them, but it feels like a one-score game.
I think it's a close game, and I think they've already played once and Alabama won. The thing to me is Oklahoma's quarterback can't pass. I mean, he over under on his passing yards has got to be about 135. I haven't looked at it, but Oklahoma has no passing game. Alabama's got enough athletes to be able to stop the run. And if Alabama doesn't crap all over themselves offensively, I think Alabama wins a close game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I did my picks, and I picked obviously Oregon and Ole Miss, but I have Alabama winning that one, and I do think it'll be close, but I got Alabama winning, and not by the spread. I'm just saying straight up. And then I have A&M beating Miami. So
I do too.
Huh?
I do too. I like A&M at home. It's a very, very difficult place to play. I know that Marcel Reed is suddenly catching a whole lot of flack because it's kind of like the Sam Darnold system. It's what have you done for me lately? Mm-hmm. Yes, you got the program where you haven't been in a long time. Yes, you've done everything right to this point, but because you didn't beat Texas, now the questions are not only just did you have a bad game, but are you the right quarterback? Can you do this going forward? And oh, by the way, their defense is really good. That whole game is going to be dictated in the trenches. That's going to be one hell of a defensive line by Miami against one hell of an offensive line by A&M and vice versa. And that's going to be the fun thing to watch in that game. And I think the home field advantage means something. And I think A&M will probably win a close game.
I'm with you. Thoughts on the Ole Miss Tulane game? I mean, it's almost like some of these games aren't even worth talking about. There we go. There's the slide. It's almost like some of these games aren't even worth talking about, really, because those two in particular, like I think I get what the committee was trying to do. You had to figure out, all right, if we're going to go to 12 teams, let's include a group of 5 team or whatever. But there are better teams than James Madison and Tulane in college football that deserve to be in the playoffs. That's a whole other ball of wax, and I'd love your thoughts on it, but I don't know how you fix it and not include some of those teams, right? If you go to 16, you still have to have them in there, and then it becomes, well, they're still better teams, because these two teams are 24 and 23. I mean, you'd have to go to a
Here's
24-team field to make it fair.
here's where I've always been, which was 12 is a step in the right direction. But the big thing for me is you got to get it to a fair and equitable number that shows equality and doesn't squeeze anybody deserving out. Now, because of NIL and the transfer portal and the way everything works right now, do I think that it's going to be as kind of open as it is this year with as much parity? No, I think going forward it's going to get squeezed back to the fact that every year we're going to be able to identify a handful of teams that legitimately have a chance to win it, and everybody else is playing for third. So I think that the big thing this year is everybody looked at Notre Dame. And the other thing is going to be if, and I really firmly believe there's a good possibility of this, but if Tulane and JMU get blown out, there's going to be a massive uproar that we can't do this again. And this is why Notre Dame should have been in. And there's got to be a solution to the problem. The solution is either you go to about 16 teams or you make the two teams that you seed the bottom two, no matter what their record was, depending on where they played and what schedule they had, you make those two teams play each other first. And then whoever wins that game then would be qualified to be in the top 12 with the other 11 best teams in the country. And again, it's because this year 12 makes sense because Notre Dame seems like the only one anybody's bitching about. Now, do I think going forward that there's going to be 16 teams? No. I think that going forward, like I said, it's going to be a reduced number because of all the reasons I mentioned. So therefore, I think you'll be safe even with 12 as long as you make those two teams play each other first or the lowest two seeded teams play each other first because no one's going to want to see what I think is going to transpire between Tulane and Ole Miss and or Oregon and James Madison.
I'm with you 100%. I do like the idea of a play-in game, right? I mean, look, you're all infatuated with the bowl games anyways as college football. So let those two play in a bowl game that determines who makes the playoffs or some shit like that. I don't know. I understand, first of all, if you're Notre Dame and you're upset about not being in, join a fucking conference. Win a conference championship.
Agreed.
And you don't have to worry about it, right?
Agreed,
like
and don't be the little bitch that takes your ball and go home, okay?
Right.
Don't do that either, right?
It's crazy to me that they did that after not making the playoffs. It's literally like, if you don't put us to the playoffs every year, then we're not going to participate in the postseason. Like, well, go fuck yourself. Get into a conference, man up, be a big boy program, and fight for a conference title. What they'll do though, they'll join like the AAC, not even the ACC. Bunch of bitches.
See, and the thing is that they don't want to admit the obvious. They do what they do, and they like being an independent because they love the NBC contract and the money that they get all to themselves. Then just own up to it, but also be able to be man enough to admit, hey, I'm getting screwed because I don't play in a conference, but I'm getting paid so much money that I had to make a decision and either go that direction or join a true conference with a true schedule where you play enough good teams to where you don't have to worry about happening to you again what happened to you this year. And in the process of doing all that, you need to evaluate and realize, like, you can't sit and cry over spilled milk when you have it both ways and no one else does. So that's what the main thing is. And from a committee standpoint, you suck. And you suck really bad because of the fact that you had Miami over Notre Dame this entire time. For what? Because you wanted the drama, because I think you knew in your heart of hearts and in your back pocket when they all sat around in that room in their recliners and went, hey, Billy Ray, watch this shit. I'm going to pull out of my back pocket that Miami's going to skip over Notre Dame, and that's going to be the big thing that everybody gets a run on. No one wants to see that because everybody knew head-to-head Miami won the game, right? So Miami should have been in. If Notre Dame wants to get in, then Miami should already been ranked above Notre Dame. The other thing that the committee sucks on is you want to constantly say conference championship games don't matter. Alabama looked so bad against Georgia that you bumped them down enough to realize you saw what we saw. But if that's the case, then you have to be able to man up and own up to the fact that, hey, maybe as much as we've had them in our top 12 all year, maybe their true colors showed in the championship game, and they don't deserve to be one of the 11 or 12 best teams in the country.
Yeah, you could have made that case to put Notre Dame in over Alabama for sure. But I think you would have had to make Miami 9 and then Notre Dame 10 simply because head to head has to matter. But yeah, it's a good point. I really didn't think about it, but it's a good point how Alabama did get blown out by Georgia in a conference championship game. And probably if this was just a straight up AP poll or poll every week, they would have tumbled significantly after that, especially given their record and how many losses they had. So I just don't think the committee was ready to not have Alabama in the playoffs, if we're being honest.
But if you're the committee and your objective is to have the highest ratings, because again, they'll tell you whatever they want to whistle Dixie and blow smoke up your ass. The main thing the committee wants is the same thing that we want, but in a different way. They want the biggest names to draw the most eyeballs, to make the most money, and make their sponsors happy. Do you think that Notre Dame would have made more money for everyone and drew more eyeballs? Absolutely, it would have.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. All right, so your picks. You've got Oregon, Alabama, Ole Miss, and
Alabama, Ole Miss, Oregon, and who am I missing? What's the other
A&M, Miami.
A&M.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm writing these down for you and I, but I'm pretty much on board with you. We both have the same picks. Dre has A&M. Ivan has Miami. Hurricanes going to win a trip back home. That's about it. Okay. I mean, look, it's going to be a close game. I just think, one, A&M is healthy, and they haven't been healthy in quite a while. And when they're healthy and have their full complement of running backs, that's a different team. So I think that is going to. Ivan said, "I got Aggies." Oh, okay. I thought you said you said Hurricanes going to win. Oh, a trip back home. That's about it. Got you. Okay. But yeah, I think the Aggies being healthy is going to be critical for them. In fact, it might have been a blessing that they miss the SEC championship game in order to be able to get an extra week to let everybody rest and get healthy. So, are you watching any other bowl games, Joel? Do you give a fuck about these other bowl games?
I really don't. Like last night, I was flipping channels because there wasn't a whole lot on, and I came across the Old Dominion, Central Florida or South Florida game, and Old Dominion had pink logos on their helmet, and so I was like, and it was an awkward looking logo, and I'm like, is this an all-star game already? And then they were talking about how the Central Florida or South Florida quarterback was starting a game for the first time in his college career, but he was like 27 years old. And I'm going,
what?
This is compelling football? Like, how the hell did this happen? I'm like, oh, well, maybe they're like his first collegiate start ever. But then they said that he came from a smaller school. Well, that's still college. If he started ever, that counts.
Yeah.
But why do I want to watch that?
Yeah, that seems weird. That's a strange way to put it at the very least. This is his first start, but it's not. It's maybe his first D1 start, bowl game start or whatever, but yeah, that seems like a weird way to put it. Other bowl games, like I still love the names of some of the bowl games. It's how you know that it's a shitty bowl is because a lot of times you don't even know who is the bucked up LA bowl. What is that? What the fuck?
Well, they used to have, like,
they're one letter away from an honest bowl. Oh, the no fucked doubt. Up LA bowl.
But they used to have, well, the Cheez-It Bowl was bad. Then they had some car parts bowl. Then they had the Pinstripe Bowl because it was played at Yankee Stadium. But then they got the stupid Mayo Bowl where the only highlight that anybody cares about is the coach that's going to not enjoy getting like 18 gallons of mayo dumped on his gourd.
Man, let me ask
you,
though,
what are
Joel,
we doing?
Let me ask you. I don't know how much that head coach gets paid, but you know they're getting paid to do it. Let's figure out the number. $10,000.
No.
You wouldn't
because
eat a jar of mayonnaise for $10,000?
I don't know. First of all, you didn't say eat anything. You said it gets poured. If you do what they do, it's poured over your head.
Oh, I thought they had to eat it.
No. I mean, I know it excited you enough that that's the first thing that crossed your mind. But no, it just has to be poured over your dome.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, well, what's the number for that? You know they're getting paid something.
I mean, I'll take the extra 10 grand, but I'm going to negotiate to try and get more.
Okay, so you want more. Oh, look, the deal. The winning coach agrees to a mayonnaise bath, and Duke donates $10,000 to a charity of the coach's choice.
I'll tell you what my charity is, the Joel Blank Foundation. Get it there as fast as possible, and I'll tell you that what my charity is based on how many dogs I have and what my kids
and
are
kids
doing.
to put through school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
That's as
sponsored by
simple as it
Duke's
gets to me.
mayonnaise. I don't know. I'd be like, man, if I'm gonna do this, I want the money in my pocket. Yeah, for charity, but also in Daddy's pocket. I'm the one taking the mayo bath.
See, here's the thing. It used to be cute, and it used to be a really heartwarming story to donate to community. But when you look at how much money all the players are getting and how the players are holding hostage, whether they play or not in some of these bowl games, because of the fact that if they don't get paid more, they're not going to play because of their potential to play on the next level. If I'm the coach, I go, okay, those days are past too. Show me the money, and I'll do it. If not, then make it make sense.
Yeah. I'm with you. So there's some other bowl names that are pretty shitty. The Staff DNA Cure Bowl. What? I don't know.
Is that like penicillin cure that?
I don't know. That's the Red Raiders should definitely be playing in that one. Everybody knows
No
Texas
doubt.
Tech is the home of herpes. The 68 Ventures Bowl, the Xbox Bowl, I get. The Myrtle Beach Bowl, the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. What the fuck?
Hey, the 68 Ventures Bowl the next day, when you're looking at everything, does it become... Never mind.
They're like one off from a brilliant bowl game.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. The famous Idaho
You think,
Potato
you, think,
Bowl.
you think one team comes from behind?
This is the first time they faced each other.
That's right.
The 69 Bowl. The Scooters Coffee
Please don't tell me they're
Frisco
going
Bowl.
balls out.
Huh?
Please don't tell me they're going balls out in the fourth
Oh, you know
quarter.
they're gonna go balls out. They're both.
my
they're
God.
both coming with the thunder. They are bringing the heat, and they're going to. I don't know. Let's see.
They brought everybody, and they got home in a hurry.
The Game Above Sports Bowl, the Rate Bowl. That's also one letter away from being awful.
Oh, awful, yeah.
The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, Go Bowling Military Bowl, and they don't even have a military school in it.
Oh,
What? Oh no, the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Okay, not that bad boy. No Diddy. Oh
no,
dude.
but that's the one played at Yankee Stadium.
The Bad Boy Mower Pinstripe Bowl, bro.
Yeah, the pinstripe.
They have the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. Guess where?
In
but
Fenway
Army's
Park,
in that
yeah.
one. Why isn't Army playing in the Go Bowling
boy.
Military Bowl? What the fuck?
You know what? Someone told me at the gym today, which is hilarious, because I blame it all on the NCAA. Do you know what NCAA stands for?
What?
No
I mean,
clue
I do
at all.
know, but I want to know what you're going to tell me.
Yeah, no clue at all.
That's
I mean,
hilarious.
it's spot on. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it means.
Dude, did you know Snoop Dogg had his own bowl?
Stop it.
The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. I shit you not. The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, the teams are Miami of Ohio and Fresno State. It's on the CW
Does he have to
network.
pay for that?
He paid for it, I'm
Like,
sure.
is he paying for that title sponsorship, or is someone paying to have him have the title sponsorship? That's a question.
Oh, that's good. Let me see.
Maddie,
How much? Let's see. How much is Snoop Dogg?
kids are home. Maddie decided she was going to come in and say hi. I was like, no, not
You're
right
like,
now.
no.
Shut the door. Shut the door.
Um,
Good job keeping the dogs to shut up, though.
Let's see. He's promoting his gin and juice brand through a multi-million-dollar, multi-year deal, as reported 7 figures annually, to become the title sponsor for the Arizona Bowl, which is now the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl, bringing NIL money and excitement for players and raising. I wonder if he gives them everybody like a bottle of gin and juice, fucking
Well, they
pound
have,
of
like-
weed.
You got all the bowls pulled up because they have like an Xbox Bowl where
Yeah.
every player on both teams gets an Xbox, and the players were actually really fired up about that.
Let me see. Bowl swag 2020.
Oh, that's always a fun look at the
Yeah.
research. The swag bags for all these guys were like include TVs and all kinds of stuff. You clean up at these bowl games.
Yeah, unless you go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl, then you're like, bitch, I can buy these. Like,
And they're not even giving you the ones with the freaking frosting on them. They're giving you the
they're
bare
just
ass Pop-Tarts.
dry ass Pop-Tarts. I can't find like a good link for all of them. Everyone is individual. Let's see. There's the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl, Tax Layer Bowl.
Please tell me it's at least in New Mexico.
Yes, it
Okay.
is. The Kinder's Texas Bowl. That LSU and U of H. That I don't know. Is that going to be a good? I know Lane's going to be coaching in it, so that's exciting.
Is he?
Right? Isn't he?
I think that the guys that got new jobs are just kind of observing for the
Are
rest of
they?
the year. But I thought I
maybe
saw
so.
that. I thought I saw that LSU's interim coach is going to Ole Miss to be a
What?
coordinator. Yeah. So the guy that took over when Kelly got fired, that was coaching the team, got hired by Ole Miss starting next year.
Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't know that. That is fascinating to say the least. But yeah, that's crazy. Texas
I mean,
fires
look, I
DC.
I was going to say, I think that what Willie Fritz has done at U of H already has been fantastic. But U
Yeah.
of H is a school that is going to get hurt mightily by how the mighty get mightier every year. Because again, until they fix all the other BS that goes on with NIL and transfer portal. And there's a great quote from the head coach at UTSA. They're getting ready for a bowl game. They're going to have 20 guys out, and half of them are out because they had a good year at UTSA and got an offer from a bigger school, don't want to get hurt, and aren't going to play. And that's where, again, these schools that are, kind of either they're D1s, they qualify, they're in the conference, but they're not in the two best conferences in the country. You are going to be only so good because there's so much money and so many ways to entice so many kids to not play at your school after 1 year and play for our school for six figures and more, that's what's wrong about the sport.
Yeah, we talked about this on the show. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but I think in some ways you almost have to move the transfer portal and coaches' ability to, resign or move and take other jobs until after the national championship game. It's the only fair thing. And then you can see, the portal open up and offers coming in. But, and I get it, these kids don't play because they don't want to get hurt and everything, but it just causes a lot of, there needs to be some ramifications for it, right?
Before we get into, because we go all day on what they need to change with NIL and with the transfer portal, but just from the standpoint of making these games more competitive from a both coaching and playing perspective, they absolutely have to push back down the line the signing period and signing day and the portal day. Because if we weren't talking about all the kids that already are entering the portal and we weren't talking about kids that were already signing with coaches, then coaches are also saying, hey, if I knew the Michigan job was going to come open, then I maybe wouldn't have taken the job that I took because I might get that job or go after that job and get a whole lot more money. But also from a player's perspective, if I go out and play good in a bowl game, even if I didn't have a great year and I really show out, I could possibly get an offer to play at a bigger school than those that are after me too. So it makes so much sense that the NCAA won't do it, but they need to push the dates back on both of those things.
Yeah. Some other stupid ass bowls. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. What?
It's great.
They want you to think that. Then there's the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl featuring Rice and Texas State. And then the following game on the same day, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl featuring Navy. What the fuck is going on that these armed forces bowls and salute to service bowls don't have academy teams in them. What is
So you can't put a military institution in a military bowl, but you can put Frosted Flakes in a bowl game.
Yeah, you can have mayonnaise in the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. What? Jesus.
So you can have cereal in a bowl, but you can't have a military in. Oh, okay, sure.
I see what you did there, buddy. Amos said, "Is there a Barry and Joel get off my lawn bowl?" Hey, we're just discussing it, man. Shut
Hey,
up.
Amos, make sure you watch every game, and then come back in here and let us know how it went and what your thoughts were. Because the next thing you know, that next year, if Clint, I responded to you, if Clint Eastwood is still kicking, we'll have the Get Off My Lawn Bowl next year. And if not, it is, as Barry would probably say it better than me, but we'll look at call our bowl the We Don't Give a Fuck Bowl, because that's what all these other bowls are if they aren't part of the freaking games that actually matter.
It's true. Like it's silly. It's, I don't know. You look in the stands and they're empty for a bowl game. Like some of these it's bad. Ivan said, yes, best bowl name yet. Exactly. But you could abbreviate it. You could just put like the WDAF bowl. There you go.
You forgot the G, but it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, well, look, Donna, I don't
Spelling,
think I've ever heard.
Don't correct you. I didn't correct you. I just made sure.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that word. I am so impressed. I might be a little hard right now, Joe, if I'm being honest. That was amazing. Good.
You're impressed. I'm unemployed. And that's why the name of my bowl game is exactly what I said.
We Don't Give a Fuck Bowl. I think it's sponsored by Joel and Barry. That's fantastic. All right, that's some college football for you. I dig that. By the way, do you have a heart out to go run errands? I don't want to put your business out there.
No. They're here, as you heard.
Okay.
Lisa's here because she has, as we know, this, well, at least I knew this feeling. She's got more vacation time than she is going to be able to use. So she had a half day today, so we're good.
Gotcha. Ivan said, I need a pick for tonight from Joel and Barry.
What's the spread? I didn't look at the spread, but I first of all, weather's going to be a huge factor because it is windy and it is pouring and it is ugly in Seattle. Not that we've ever heard that before.
Right.
That rain could be a possibility. With that, you look to the better running team and the defensive team, and I think that as much as I thought the Rams would win the game, it all depends on the weather. I wouldn't bet it till right before kickoff. If they say that the weather's going to clear, then I like the Rams. But if it stays the way it is weather-wise, then I'll take the Seahawks at home in bad weather with the better defense.
I in this ESPN Pick'em contest that I think Total Dallas is the one that started it for the Deckheads. My pick was, and these are just straight up picks, but my pick was the Rams. I think if you watch what that team has done, Matt Stafford is MVP candidate, legitimate MVP candidate.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is really good. Offensively, they can hang with anybody. I get it. Seattle's defense is better, but Seattle's offense ebbs and flows, I feel like, and they don't seem as dominant as the Rams. And I think the Rams are probably one of the 2 or 3 best teams in football right now, just the way that they're playing. Now, again, Seattle's really good. Don't get me wrong, but just odds be damned, I would take the Rams. I'm trying to find you the spread, too.
It's the last one someone put in the chat was Rams +1 or 1.5. Dre put 1.5. I mean,
yeah, Seattle -1 on Bovada. So Seattle's favored by a point, and that tells you something. Neutral field, that would be Rams -1.5. So Rams would be favored at a neutral field. So they're giving Seattle a point. Well, usually you get 2.5 for being at home now. It used to be 3, now it's 2.5. But the fact that the Rams only are getting a point kind of tells you something. And I just don't. Yeah, usually games like that, when it comes down to a point, I mean, we've seen them so many times, a field goal being the deciding factor.
I just play the weather because I'm with you. I think that if the weather is decent, now Adams isn't going to play. I don't care what they say. He's too important for, like you said, for the fact that this team has a chance to go to the Super Bowl, and I need Devontae Adams down the stretch run. I understand this game has a lot of ramifications, but if the Rams are healthy, they can play with anybody. So as long as Puka didn't get suspended for his dumbass dance and his brother stealing a Lakers car,
Isn't that
then
crazy?
oh my God, I think that the Rams are too good of a team to worry about playing Devontae tonight. Whereas Seattle, I think, look, one thing that no one wants to talk about because of how good Seattle's been all year is Sam Darnold absolutely shit the bed last year in the two most important games of the year after he had an unbelievable season. We haven't seen him not do that yet as a pro. So as good as Seattle's been again, when the games get bigger and the lights get brighter, is old Sammy boy going to get smaller? We'll see.
Yeah. Offensively, Rams are second in the league in total yards, second in passing. Defensively, Seattle is fourth in the league in total yards allowed, fourth in sacks. So, I mean, this is, one of the better offenses versus one of the better defenses. But I think people tend to sleep on the Rams defense a little bit, at least. Points per game wise, Rams are second in the league at 30 a game. Seattle, though, I'm surprised. Seattle putting up 28.9 a game. I didn't realize it was that high. That's pretty good. Defensively, though, Seattle giving up 17 a game. The Rams giving up 18.6. This is when you just look at those four numbers, both teams are scoring per game and what both teams are allowing per game. Well, that tells you right there why it's a 1-point spread, really. I mean, that's pretty damn
It's
close.
just I watched last week's game. Phillip Rivers is not Matt Stafford, and Matt Stafford isn't Phillip Rivers. That's why I said, as long as the weather is conducive to being able to pass the football, if you had a hard time with Phillip Rivers, then the Rams should be able to pass the football, and that's what they do, and that's what they're really good at it. And I like getting points and taking the Rams, though it's not that many. But if the weather sucks, I'll go Seahawks. So I'm watching the weather up till game.
So kickoff is at, 7:15. Weather at that time, 50 degrees, 51% chance of rain, and a flood watch from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. But that's just a kickoff. 8 o'clock, it's raining. 9
What about
o'clock,
the wind?
it finally stops. But
Because they said the gusts this afternoon were like 15, 20, 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
If it gets like that, you can't pass the ball.
No. 7 o'clock, wind gusts up to 32 miles an hour. Jesus.
Yeah, Seattle at home probably is the call if you have to.
Yeah,
bet that
8
game.
o'clock, 30 miles an hour, 9 o'clock, 25. So that's pretty crazy.
This might be one of the best Thursday night games all year because the Thursday night games normally suck.
They do. Yeah, I think usually though Thursday night games are pretty underwhelming as far as scoring goes. But and with both of these defenses, it might still be that case. But yeah, I'm with you. I think this is one of the better matchups, one of the more compelling matchups on Thursday night so far. If for what it's worth, ESPN Matchup Predictor predicts the Rams at 52.8% chance of winning for whatever.
That's why you stay away from the game, unless you're just a degenerate to the point where you have to put money on the game.
Ivan.
It's so much of a pick 'em across the board, and if you're relying on weather, that means you're basically flipping a coin. I just wouldn't bet it.
No. And I was gonna see what the over under was on that too. I'd be shocked.
That's a good call because if the weather sucks, then you got to believe no one's going to be scoring points. They're not going to be kicking field goals.
Yeah. 42.5 is the over under for that game.
I'd go under on that.
Yeah.
I don't think both teams score 20 points.
I'm with you. I'd
20,
run this.
22.
I need to run this through the old Laminator 5000. Yes, I still have it. But that would be
your nightstand, or that was the 10,000. My bad.
What's that?
Your Laminator 10,000 was the one you keep in your nightstand. The Laminator 5,000 was the picker.
Kiss my entire ass. That is not.
Let me clarify. Let me do a Barry Laminator. I could rewrite the joke. The Laminator 10,000 was the pulling device. The Laminator 5,000 was the picking device.
Shut up. Yeah, I'm with you though on the under, and I can't get the damn thing to work. The script doesn't work. All my scripts are broke for everything I have. Sucks. All right, so that's a pretty good Thursday night matchup. Let's look at the rest of the schedule for the NFL.
Oh, I know one. I know two, actually.
You know two?
I know the Texans play the Raiders, and if they don't just fall all over themselves flat, that they have like an 88% chance to make the playoffs if they win that game. So that's
crazy.
Very big, and
huge.
it's been a hell of a turnaround. Yep. And then there's that game Saturday night that I really, you know me, I always feel bad about it, and I feel really bad about it now based on Packers, Bears, Micah Parsons, no. Packers are down like 5 of their best players. Some of them may play. But I don't feel good about it, and I know how important it is. At the same time, the fact that the Packers and Bears are playing games that matter late in the season again should be awesome for all football fans.
Yeah, it should be. I don't think. Here's the thing, though. Neither of those teams have like a sexiness about them. Right? Like, you're not like, oh, I want to watch that.
I want to fight that and fight you on that. But the biggest thing to me, as you know, is I am not a fan of Jordan Love. I do not believe in Jordan Love. I hate everything about the fact that they had to pay Jordan Love.
Yeah.
The rest of the team is damn good. And there's a reason why next to the Eagles and the Rams that the Packers had the best odds to make the Super Bowl. But when you lose Micah Parsons and how dominant he is and how controlling he can be, it's not just about him as a player. Everyone on the defense was better for Micah Parsons because they had to double team him on every play. Now it's like, okay, who steps up to try to not even take the role, but take the defenders away so that you can do what you want to do defensively. Then offensively, you got 2 nicked up offensive linemen, and your best receiver is once again hurt. I just hope Caleb and his fingernail polish and his Hello Kitty phone holder can handle the cold weather in Chicago. But that's the only hope I have right now.
Yeah. Micah Parsons going down, bro. That was huge. As much as it boosted their Super Bowl odds when they got him, it had to have a drastic effect on them when they lost him. Like, it's still a good team. But man, that dude is a huge difference maker. I mean, like, legitimately, a Super Bowl odds and moving kind of impact player. So it's big. It sucks if you're a Packers fan.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only hope Mark has. But Mark's sitting here trying to tell me in the chat that Caleb Williams played well last week. Guess who they played? They played the frickin' Browns. Okay? And you blew them out. Well, golf clap for you. Way to go, Marky Poo. But in my mind, 1, the Bears still suck. And 2, Caleb's got a lot of proving to do.
Yeah, he does. He's handled it well so far, but one season does not a player make. We especially at the quarterback position. We've seen that way too many times. Here's the rest of the schedule. So you've got Saturday, you get 2 games. You get Philly at Washington and Green Bay at Chicago.
No one cares about.
No, Buffalo at Cleveland.
And the Eagles may absolutely game, and they've sat Jaden Daniels down for the rest of the year. But holy cow, it's another year where, like 2 years ago when they started 10-0 and shit the bed. Yep. Like the Eagles, no one knows who they are anymore.
They don't know. You know what's crazy though about that team is it seems like as soon as everybody's ready to pronounce them as dead and that's when they respond. And it's like, why does it take something like that for you guys to get your shit together? Like, it's wild. They went through this something similar last year where everybody's like, this guy, this Jalen Hurts and this team and blah, blah, blah. But then they rally and win a Super Bowl. It's like, why did you need all that? Just, I don't know. It's like they need some sort of controversy in that locker room to motivate them. There's a lot of games.
I think they need 2 coordinators, by the way. That's what I think they need. Because every other year when their coordinators are good and they go to get head coaching jobs, the picks that Sirianni, as good as Howie Rosen is at picking every player that he gets, they can't seem to figure out getting coordinators when the good ones leave the first year.
That's true. So a lot of these matchups really don't matter because it's usually eliminated teams versus contending teams now, with so many teams being eliminated. And here's the list. Kansas City officially out. Miami, Cincy, New York, Jets, the Browns, the Raiders, and the Titans all have been eliminated in the AFC. Vikings, Falcons, Saints, Commanders, Cardinals, and Giants eliminated in the NFC. Cowboys are teetering. They're not catching anybody. Panthers aren't catching anybody. So really, it's basically down to, do the Lions have enough to catch the Packers, who, losing Micah Parsons, it's possible, I guess, in 2 games, but I don't see that happening.
And again, I'm not ashamed or embarrassed, but I know too much about all of this, because of the division. But here's the thing: do you know the last 3 games the Bears play are Green Bay, San Francisco, and the Lions? If the Lions handle their business and the Bears happen to lose Saturday night, the fact that if the Lions and Bears play the last game of the weekend in Week 18. The winner goes to the playoffs, the loser goes home. The NFL is absolutely, we talked about from an NCAA perspective. You talk about viewership on a game that normally sucks, going through the roof, and a game that everybody wants to see because it matters. That's what it could come down to, because the Lions should win at least 2 out of 3. The Bears could conceivably lose 2 out of 3. And now you're looking at a game in which the winner gets in and the loser goes home. The NFL's giddy.
Which is crazy because right now the Bears sit at number 2 in the NFC. And we saw that 2 weeks ago when they lost. They went from 2 to 7. And now they're back up to 2 again. It's crazy.
By a half game, bitch.
Huh?
By a half game, bitch. It ain't over yet.
Yeah.
We went
the
from,
Bears
by the way,
remaining schedule.
and I hate saying this. Let me correct that. The Packers went from being the 2 seed with the same amount of losses as the Rams going into last weekend to the 7 seed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's all, that's why I said there's parity across the league. Like trying to tell me who the best team in the NFL is this year, you might as well flip several coins. You can start just, because, and look at the AFC. The reason why the Texans got back into this thing is because, all the teams at the start of the year with all the quarterbacks that everybody thought was going to compete for it, whether it was Lamar, whether it was, Mahomes, whether it was Burrow, whether all the best quarterbacks, they all shit the bed, and now the majority of them are out, or Lamar's hanging by a string. Josh Allen's the only one there, and Josh Allen's kryptonite happens to be the Texans. That's how the Texans got back into all this. And from an NFC perspective, how in the hell can you sit there and say, I believe in the Seahawks, I believe in the Eagles, I believe in the Packers, I believe in the Lions? The only team legitimately that you can say should be the best team in the NFC right now on paper is the Rams. But now if you lose Adams and you don't know how long it's going to take to get him back, your offense takes a huge hit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. Injuries right now are going to play big into some of these, determining some of this final standings down the stretch. So Rams have Seattle, Atlanta, and Arizona. They're if they win tonight, they'll run the table. So, I mean, they're already a lock for the playoffs. They're the only team, them and the Broncos are the only teams that have clinched a playoff spot. They can lose out and still make the playoffs, the Rams and the Broncos. But let's see what's next. Yeah, clinched a playoff berth. So the Rams have it pretty easy after tonight. The Bears, like you mentioned, they've got Green Bay, San Francisco, and Detroit down the stretch. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. And these teams are going to be jockeying for position. The Niners are 10-4 right now. So they need to keep winning. The Packers, there you go. The Bears, the Ravens, and then Minnesota.
So
that's
the Niners are one of those teams at the start of the year that I was big on, that everybody was giving me a lot of grief about. Think about how long Purdy was out and you had Mac Jones. As good as they sit right now, I don't think it's far-fetched at all to say that if you had Purdy for some of those games, including the Texans game, Niners may have the best team in the NFC. Niners might have the best record in the NFC. Niners might be running away with the NFC.
Yeah. I'm with you. I've said this before on this program. You know who a comparison for me for Kyle Shanahan is, as far as a coach, is Eric Spoelstra in the NBA. That dude They just win. They don't give a fuck who's on their team, how many stars they have, who's injured. Those guys just know how to coach and figure out ways to win. And you can kind of throw Mike Tomlin in there, but playoffs are a different story. But he just seems to get more out of less each year. But yeah, Kyle Shanahan probably deserves some consideration for Coach of the Year. He won't get it. That's probably going to go to Ben Johnson in Chicago, especially if the Bears end up second in the NFC.
Oh, don't sleep on the game you're watching tonight either. McDonald's done just one hell of a job in Seattle. Like there's some
True.
And Mike Vrabel. I mean, who thought the Patriots were going to be tied for best record in the AFC?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's going to be close. Seattle
and D'Amico is not going to win it, but D'Amico should be in the top 5. Maybe even top 3 because they started 0-3, and no one's supposed to make the playoffs when you start 0-3.
No, the last team to do it, Houston Texans. Yeah, so the Lions down the stretch, just to put a button up on it, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, and Chicago. So, you know, Pittsburgh's not going to be easy. That's certainly a winnable game for the Lions. It's at home as well, but they go on the road in Minnesota, on the road in Chicago to finish up the season. So, you know, divisional games, the Vikings, who they just beat, where it was like, whoa, where'd that come from?
It's Cowboys on
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, Cowboys. So it's like, we'll see. That's been a
That was a huge loss for Dallas too.
Huh?
For as much as Dallas had a lot of people kind of coming back on the Cowboys are decent side, that loss right there was a cowboy boot right to the nutsack.
Yeah, 100%. You were still in it, and wildly enough, they're not eliminated. I mean, they are, but that win goes a long ways into putting you in position to do something. And how do you lose that game? How do you lose that game? On the flip side,
it makes 0 sense.
Huh?
It just makes 0 sense that they were riding high. I don't believe in J.J. McCarthy. I thought that the Vikings were actually trying to get a better draft pick, or it seemed to be just like playing out the string. And then they pull that one out of their ass, and you're like, wow, I don't know what either team gained, because the Vikings aren't going to make the playoffs, so every loss is better off for them. And from a Cowboys perspective, that loss was like just a stranglehold on screwing up.
That and the tie. I mean, that tie is actually hurting both teams. It's hurting Green Bay, and it's hurting Dallas. Because if either one of them win that game, it's the landscape in the NFC is completely different. You know what I mean?
No question. But again, it is different, but it's also different because no matter what that game would have meant if Green Bay won it, not having Micah Parsons means you aren't in the same conversation.
Yeah, 100%. Over in the AFC, you've got, like we mentioned, everybody that's eliminated and those that are hanging on. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, they're either going to win the division or miss the playoffs. That's just how it's going to go. That division sucks this year. And this is what it looks like. They play each other last game of the season, which is pretty awesome. The NFL gets lucky every year with this. But the Steelers have Detroit and then Cleveland and then Baltimore. Baltimore ends up with New England, Green Bay, and then Pittsburgh. Ouch. I mean,
I hope they lose to New England so that game doesn't mean as much. And again, you and I talked, this is like full circle from what we talked about. The NFL, as much as they capitalize on all these leagues and all these pay games and even getting away with what they do, they moved that Saturday night game at Lambeau between the Ravens and the Packers to subscription only. Like, I think it's a Peacock game.
Peacock.
It's a Peacock exclusive. It's like you could have the entire nation watching that game because it matters, and now you're settling for, well, your pockets are going to be full, but you're not going to have nearly the audience. But that's a massive game for both teams.
Yeah. And over in the AFC South, look, this is still undecided. Jacksonville is currently in the lead with a 10-4 record, but they've got Denver, and then they play Indy, and then they got that gimme game against Tennessee. So, two of those,
They could lose 2 or 3 there.
Yeah, Indy could beat them. Indy held
Where's
their
the Indy
own
game?
against the Seattle Seahawks, which is impressive, given how much time Phillip Rivers had to prepare.
No, it's
What's
in
that?
Indy. So Indy at home is a better team too, and at Denver, they could lose their next two.
Yeah. The Texans have the Raiders this weekend, and then the Chargers, and then the Colts. And so they've got 2 games that they could lose, that are very losable, along with a layup. And then the Colts, they've got it tough. They've got to play San Francisco, Jacksonville, and Houston. They have to run the table to have a chance. I mean, that's it.
Yep.
And good luck. I don't think you're beating all 3 of those teams. As much as they hung in with Seattle, I don't think they're beating those 2 teams.
Well, you know that Anthony Richardson practiced, I think, this week, or they're trying to get him to practice. Like, they know what we saw. Rivers actually commendable job, way better than I thought he was going to do, and he avoided getting crushed.
Yeah,
but he looks more like he should be driving truck than he should be driving an offense down the field.
Yeah.
And no offense, Pookie or Dre, but at the same time, that can only last so long, and maybe they know what no one else wants to talk about. Like, they don't have many good options with either guy.
Yeah.
One can run, can't pass. The other can pass, can't run.
Who would you pick to win this division right now? AFC South. The Jags are 10-4. Texans are 9-5. Colts are 8-6. I just showed you their schedules. The Jags and Texans don't play each other again, but they both play the Colts. So
I think Texans win the division. I think that, like you said, Jacksonville's schedule's really tough. I think that the Texans, the only game they really have to worry about, in my opinion, is the Chargers. And if they beat the Chargers after beating the Raiders, and they know that the division once again rests on beating the Colts, I just feel like they've been there, done that, and they'll do it again, especially with what we just said about the Indy quarterback position. And I think the Colts are done. I think it's between the Jags and the Texans. I think Texans win.
If Phillip Rivers is still the quarterback for the if Phillip Rivers is still the quarterback for the Colts, that last game that they play the Texans, I'm worried that he might die. I mean, the dude is so immobile. He was always immobile, but now at 44 and the ball, I mean, most of his passes, at least, I didn't watch the whole game, but I said as much last week. It reminded me, or earlier this week, it reminded me of the waning days of Peyton Manning. Those fluttering ducks in Denver where the defense and the run game really carried him. And that's what, but he was still, I think, more effective than what Phillip Rivers can be, just because he was always better than Phillip Rivers. Man, the Texans could have 13 sacks in that game if he plays.
They could, but I disagree with what you just said, though. I disagree with the fact that for as much of that game as I watched, the biggest surprise to me was how accurate he still was. Because we know, and look, to the Colts' credit, they everything in their offensive game plan was get the ball out of his hands in under 2 seconds. But he still got to be accurate. And there was one throw where Warren was going across the middle. There was a D-back tailing him from behind. There was a safety or another corner coming over in the zone. And he had to throw it before Warren was open and also split both guys and have enough velocity to get it where it needed to go. And it was right in his hands. And I went, oh, that's not something I expected, because I don't care how good Phillip Rivers used to be. In the NFL, you're not supposed to take 5 years off or 4.5 years off as a quarterback and come back and get timing right that quickly.
No. And that is the one saving grace for him, is that was going to be his worst game. I mean, now he'll have another week of practice plus a game under his belt, kind of got hit and so I'm with you in that if that was his worst game, he still has 3 games to improve and get better, and I think he will. But, bro, that Texans defense...
Oh, I was going to say, no, I'm with you on the end of that. Like, he might be able to do something getting to that Texans game, but I think there's going to be a party in the Colts backfield. They are going to have to run the hell out of Jonathan Taylor, because between Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., it's going to be just a field day.
Yeah, I'm worried for his health. And especially as good as the Texans can cover. The Colts receivers have always seemed to do well versus the Texans, right? They always seem to torch the Texans, but this defense, this team is different this year.
Different.
They're a lot different. So, I mean, they barely beat the Colts 2016 when they played in week 13, but this is a different defense than it was then. Even it's a different offense for Indy than it was then. The offense for the Texans, I think, has improved a bit as well. So I feel bad for Phillip Rivers in week 18. That's a hell of a way to have to.
Now, here's a question for you,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know the answer to this, which is rare. If Phillip Rivers, now that he's been activated, he was on the cusp of being on the ballot for the Hall of Fame next year.
Uh-huh.
Does that reset now? Because you're supposed to wait 5 years.
Yep.
So he's got to wait another 5 years to get enshrined into the Hall of Fame. He might have 25 kids by then.
Also, another Hall of Fame he'll be in.
Yes.
Oh shit, who was the dude that had a bunch of kids? Huh?
Sean Kemp.
No, well, he was one of them, but he played for the Panthers. What the fuck was his wide receiver?
Steve Smith?
No, I forget his name. He had 1,000 fucking kids also. But yeah, huh?
Oh no, you're talking about the defensive back from the Jets, and he played for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
He that was the hard knocks. No, Rake, don't say that name because that's a whole different ball game and a whole different kid.
Yeah.
Yes, Cromartie. Thank you. Yes.
There you go. Yes.
Cromartie Jr. had like 11 kids, 12 kids. Yes.
Yeah.
Sean Kemp, NBA.
A lot. Yeah. Antonio
Don't
Cromartie.
anybody mention my boy. I will not have slander of my former Rockets announcers. We are still Rockets announcers.
What's that?
I don't want anyone slandering my boy as part of that discussion because he gets a bad rap.
Calvin.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about Craig or Ryan. I was like, what?
Good. Oh God, no. So you see, Craig punched Ryan Hollins in the face the other night.
What? I missed it.
You look it up. You can't. There's no video of it because the cameras weren't on him at the time. But in the middle of play-by-play in the fourth quarter, Craig got excited and like kind of gave the power fist, and Ryan Hollins leaned into Craig at the wrong time and caught him in the face.
That's great.
Awful announcing actually reported it today. It's like, well, I mean, no coverage is bad coverage, but someone figured it out. Yeah.
I wasn't a big Ryan Hollins fan at first, but I think he's improved, and I'm starting to like him more. Except that they try to, especially him, he tries to be funny when it's like, yeah, that's not your thing. Like, just do your thing.
So
do you?
I didn't know him. Once I met him, he was so nice, so kind, that it's hard for me to say anything. I don't want to say anything bad about him, but my biggest thing when they hired him was you didn't hire someone with any connection to the Rockets, to Houston, to anything in this city.
Right.
And you're now telling everybody, hey, here's your new Rockets analyst and expert. And I wasn't a fan of that. You're right, though. He has gotten better and better. And the chemistry that those two have is really good.
I do agree. I do agree. They have their moments that make me giggle or whatever and keep it interesting and light. But I just, you know me, though. That's the comedian in me. When people try to be funny, when they know that's not their thing, it's like, nah, don't do that. Just be yourself. It'll come naturally. You'll have your moments where you make jokes that will be memorable. Just don't force it. You ain't got to force it. So, well, dude, this was a ton of fun. Let's see. Damn, this is feeling nostalgic. Oh, yeah. Indeed. What did Joe Pro say? Oh,
that's where I'll be the rest of the week. 2 shows nightly. Indeed.com. Thank you very much. Please tip your employers and your recruiters. And
Joe Pro has a question for you. I on this show, I always do something called Ask Me Anything About Anything. As you may or may not know, on Reddit, they do these Ask Me Anythings and like celebrities or experts or whatever, people can go and just ask them questions about that particular field. So since I'm the smartest person I know, I do Ask Me Anything about anything because I can answer it. Similar to how we used to be like, hey, just catch the big Axe World Championship Throwing League finals. What'd you think of it, Joel? And then you'd have to just make it's like that. So I have an Ask Joel.
Oh, you and I used to do that all the time when we used to get those texts. Hey, what do you think about the whatever
lacrosse, the women's lacrosse D3?
And be like, yeah, dumbass. You know what? Google works fast even in that building. We could pull something out of our ass quick enough.
But Joe Pro has an Ask Joel Anything about anything. Okay.
Yes,
and it is.
Switchers.
Do you regret not hitting any of your previous co-hosts in the face when you had the chance?
Ooh.
Present
how much time we got?
Excluded. No,
I was going to say, how much time we got? And what about the guy next to me? Because you have to kind of put a timetable on that. Early on, absolutely. After it was all said and done, no chance in hell.
You were kind of right, Ivan. Early on, yes. Yeah. The rest? How about the rest?
Oh yes, the rest. No. Definitely not Charlie Palillo.
Oh.
Definitely not Nick.
Oh.
Who else? Definitely not Travis, because good Lord, the buttle on that one would have been oof. I don't want any part of that. Trap at any age, if off the snap or not, I don't want any part of that.
No, that's a big
that's a
dude.
bad
That's
mofo
a
right
strong
there.
Man.
And street sense and more. Yeah, no chance I want any part of that. Am I forgetting anybody?
Dre said, take the high road. There you go. Yeah, just,
Well, like you do when you're in the middle of an 18-hour drive to drop off another load. And that's not when you're working.
Donna said, especially the one.
Oh, Mark said there's a producer I can think of. I can think of several. Now, I don't know if you're thinking that all of them should be hit or not, but I can think of some producers
that you would like to punch.
Well, I didn't say I'd like to punch. I mean, I can think of some, but I mean, we all know that here's a guy, when he talks, he likes to talk a lot, and he likes to interrupt a lot. Boom, right there.
Bro, there's somebody that joins the show. I don't know who the fuck it is, but every time they join, their name, like if you look at the names on here, like Dr. Dre's, his name is Dr. Dre on 290. It says it right there. This is B. Hannon. This is Always One Team, which I just know as Ivan. Somebody joins and their name that shows up right here is Shut the Fuck Up, B. Mac.
It's a great name, but I almost, and some of the deck heads can tell me, but I think it's actually someone that's in the Fab Five of people that I'd like to punch.
Oh, really? The toxic Twitter people?
Yeah. When they change their name every 5 weeks to try and stay quote unquote anonymous, but they're the biggest pussies on the planet, but they like to take shots and duck and run behind their keyboard. But yeah. I mean, I digress.
They every once in a while they show up here. Some of them will troll. Some of them will just be cool because they know I ain't gonna play that shit. This is my fucking show. This ain't ESPN. Don't come in here troll. If you want to be cool, be cool. But don't come up here.
But here's the thing too. Here's the thing that you and I used to live by, and I live by it more after you and I got done doing shows. And that is, we're real, right? We say what we feel. We're never gonna be phony looking for clicks. We're not gonna be looking for anything other than trying to be, our only opinions are going to be what we actually feel, right?
Yep.
So the biggest thing for us was, if you show up at a couple remotes, you're not just going to be listeners, you're going to end up being friends. And just look at your chat right now and how many the percentage are actually our friends because they had the nutsack, or otherwise Donna, CC, others, that you weren't afraid to come talk to us and see us. But if you live your life hiding behind a keyboard and thinking that that's how you get your jollies, but you're afraid to own up, man up, and do it in person, go get a coloring book and sit in the corner. That's where I'm at.
That's a great way to end the show. Holy shit. Perfect. Enough said.
And Clarence, once again, late, but Still here. Thanks, Clarence. Good to talk to you.
Damn it, Clarence. Way to keep the stereotype alive. I always say you're never late when you're here, but in this case, since I'm about to play the outro, you're late. Dude, this was fun. I'm glad you carved out some time for us to hang out. I appreciate you doing that.
I have told you before. I'll tell you again. Anytime until I get employed with a massive job that probably won't happen, at least probably not till January, but I'm open, available, and happy to do it.
Fingers crossed. Hey, by the way, speaking of that, I need to hook you up with somebody that's been on this show. He just started an agency where it's basketball related. His name is Chris Williams, and he's got a ton of ties to the NBA, but they just started kind of this basketball agency to get players who don't make it in the NBA to give them opportunities overseas. He just hit me up and was like, hey, man, I'm looking for players that want to play in the Philippines. Do you know anybody? I'm like, I don't, but I know a guy. I'll talk about it on my show, which I did, but I'm like, I need to connect you two. I think, you know me, I like to get people connected and network people and all that stuff. I think he'd be great for you and you'd be great for him. And it could lead to something where maybe some part-time work for them. I don't know, but it's basketball related, right up your alley with NBA ties necessary, which you also have. So, I'm going to connect you guys for sure at some point next week. Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Dope. Well, brother,
Go back and listen to what you just said, though. It sounded extreme. The entire thing sounded very, very dirty, but that's who you are.
It sounded dirty?
Oh, yeah. Up your alley, and I need to hook you up, and part-time work. I mean, there's a lot there.
All right, that's Joe Blake, one half of a former, I don't know, pretty decent radio show here in Houston called The Usual
I wouldn't want to
Suspects.
punch you in the face.
Yeah. All right, brother, I appreciate you doing this. Huh?
Go Cougs!
Go Cougs. All right, y'all, that's Joe Blake joins us, 2 weeks in a row at least. Maybe we can make it 3 next week, huh? All right, that's it. That is the show. If you missed it, yes, I posted the Pick'em link in the chat. I will do that one more time for you. Pick'em link. There you go. I will also make sure I post this on the Discord. Pick'em link. There you go. You got the Pick'em link in. It's in the chat, both chats. This was a lot of fun. Hell of a lot of fun. And really enjoyed it. Thanks to Joel for carving out some time to, I don't know, just do a show together. It's nice to do. Glad I got the text to join. Yeah, no shit, Ivan. I'm glad you did too. Joe Bro said pick this. That's a smart one. I need to do that. Yeah, good times. Thank you guys for joining as always. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the football. Tons of it. And some basketball as well. And I'll see you next week. All right? I'll see you on Monday. In the meantime, do me 3 favors, y'all. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. I'll see y'all next week. Thanks to my brother Joel. And thanks to you guys for being here. Uriel, thank you, brother. Love you, man. Flip, much love, homie. Appreciate you. Ivan, likewise. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Joe Pro. You're the man, sir. Piece of taco grease, Pookie. Damn it! I forgot your sub. Damn it, Stout. Stout. You know what? Don't feel bad. I just realized I forgot 2 birthdays. All right, Monday, we got to do 2 birthdays and a Big Stout sub. In fact, I'll do a shot for Big Stout just for his sub since I forgot it. Damn it. I'm an asshole, Stout. My bad, bro. You know I love you. All right, love you, Perry. Pew Pew. Much love. Alex at 10 shots. I'm going to ban you one day, Alex, just for trying to make me an alcoholic. I'm just going to ban you for a week. You know what? Next time you do that, however many shots you suggest, that's how many days you'll be banned. You know I would never do that to you, brother. All right. Love you guys. See y'all next week. Bye, everybody. Stout. Yeah, you ass. Oh, shit. All right. Go get in trouble with my wife now. Love you guys. Bye, everybody. Daddy's making a YouTube video.